Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for your support. Today I'm going to be talking about the MOFI situation. I haven't jumped on the bandwagon as of yet. I don't want to do any kind of sensational follow-ups and the latest on this. I just want to do one video, and I was waiting until the dust cleared somewhat before I made a statement about it. Before I get started, if you're new and haven't already, consider subscribing. If you like this kind of content and you want more of it, just hit like, subscribe, and notification. So I've been a big fan of Mobile Fidelity for a long time. I have records going back to Power and the Glory, which is one of their first. I think it is their first, when Brad Miller was still doing Trains and Thunderstorms. And I have the earliest MoFi pressings of rock titles, you know, the Beatles' Abbey Road, Year of the Cat, George Benson Breezin', and so on. I followed them for a long time. And, you know, in the last couple of years, I was caught up in the one-step craze as well. And I was always under the impression they were all analog. By the way, if you haven't gotten up to speed on this, which I think if you've seeing this video, you're probably been inundated with information. I can highly recommend you check out Poetry and Plastics video. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below, but he did a masterful job of pulling together all the elements of the story in a really concise and in an interesting way. Very good. So he did it better than I could ever pull all that together, and I suggest you take a look at that, as well as Mike from the N-Groove's visit to MoFi and his follow-up video. So basically, I have been into MoFi for a long time. I do love a lot of their records. Not every single one. I take it on a case-by-case basis and evaluate it. If I have other pressings, I evaluate it according to those. And many times they come out on top, many times they don't. But the real issue today is MoFi's dishonesty has come out. They've been doing this digital step for a long time, perhaps back as far as this one, which is 2008. And I actually covered this in a video about the 50th anniversary or 40th anniversary. I forget which anniversary it was, but when Kevin Gray's cut came out, I did a shootout with the ARS German pressing and the MoFi and the new one. And excuse me. And the MoFi actually, well, some of the terms I used for the MoFi were polite and lifeless compared to the ARS. So I've not always been a MoFi fanboy. I have criticized some of their releases. Another one, if you want to watch the video, I'll leave a link, is the What's Going On anniversary video. I covered the newer release by Kevin Gray and compared it to the MoFi 33 and the one step, and people were kind of shocked that I just kind of tossed the one step aside and said this is not in the running. But that was the case for me on my system. I thought it sounded artificially hi-fi and had sibilance that I didn't enjoy. So, you know, I've criticized some, I've praised some. There are many wonderful ones. The Monk Stream is excellent. The Nightfly, I think, is wonderful too. Fragile, I really like as well. They're good sounding records. They were good sounding records before. They're still good sounding records now. The problem is the dishonesty and the overcharging. I'm not opposed to digital records. I've covered many, and recently I've covered some of the half-speed remastered stuff from Abbey Road and given it positive points. especially Avalon. And so, the fact that they have digital in the chain is not a deal breaker for me. But what is the gross overcharging for their product and their blatant misrepresentation of what they were doing. Watch those videos and you'll see, how the wording was cleverly done to kind of disguise what was really going on. And if you watch Mike's video interview, you can see they're uncomfortable about the secret that they've held for so long. So, I am going to cancel the rest of my pre-orders tomorrow for the one steps out of principle. I think the community needs to send a message to MoFi that this is not acceptable, and until you change your ways very visibly in terms of transparency and pricing, we're not going to buy the product at $125. I took this time to kind of reflect on it over the last few days, and I've been a critic of the boxes for the one steps. It's gotten ridiculous, and I am perfectly happy to let that whole thing go. Am I curious about how some of these are going to come out? Yeah, I am. I'm curious about how Thriller's going to come out. I was very anxious to get something else, Cannonball Adderley, but I'm canceling the pre-orders because I want to see if the pressure is on that they will change their approach to marketing their products. And what I see as a future path for any kind of premium series, if it's going to be 4 times DSD, which is fine, is to clearly trumpet it on the front of the record. And if that means changing the banner to 4 DSD master recording, fine. If they must retain the banner, that's fine. Be very clear on the back, be very clear about the sourcing. Cut down the packaging. If it's going to be a premium product, say they are going to do an analog, they got the analog tape, they're going to do an all analog remaster. If they want to market that as the premium product, fine. Do it in a gorgeous slipcase, not a box, a nice slipcase, inset artwork, DSD master recording, play it up. One thing that really is a sticker for me is having an original jacket, well done original jacket inside that slipcase. If that's the case, I know what the product is. It's got a little luxury. It's got an original sleeve. It can be one step. It can be super vinyl. It could even be 2x45, but price it accordingly. Something like for a luxury product like that, maybe they could get $70 to $100. Say $100 if it's all analog. I don't know. That's kind of my thought. And if it's going to be the DSD series, just do them like Abbey Road or anybody else does them. It's like $30 for the basic bare bones DSD recording in an original jacket. If they feel they must trumpet it up and do, super vinyl and so forth, a DSD on super vinyl 33 in a slipcase, I don't think I would pay more than $50 for. I think they need to come down to earth with the price and be fair about it. I don't think the DSD is worth $125. I just don't. So, there's a path forward. I think if they are very transparent and get on the ball. They have not really done any responses to my knowledge since Mike's second video. And we haven't yet seen, to my knowledge, the promised listing of titles going back to 2008 8 or earlier of what is DSD and how, and what is AAA and how they were created. That is a first step. An apology would be nice too, but you know, I don't know if that's going to be forthcoming, but you know, make videos. This is the age of social media and video communication. And like Chad does at Analog Productions, he informs people on what's going on. You know, drop the cloak of mystery. It's okay. You know, we understand that DSD is an easier thing to work with. It's, you know, produced great results. Fine, you know. I think we're all understanding now that, you know, digital can be as good as analog, and a lot of us were fooled. And in a way, that's one of the bright spots of this whole affair, is that, you know, going forward, digital done right can sound wonderful. Some people will not accept digital on a record at any time. You know, they're very adherent to the all analog principle for vinyl, and I get it. But you know, it's not possible sometimes with these older tapes and the way that the companies are safeguarding them. So, you know, if you want a classic rock record and they're not going to let the tape out, would you buy a DSD of the title on vinyl? I think a lot of people are going to be rethinking that and maybe going towards SACD or simply streaming, you know, as an alternative, because they just are opposed to the digital on vinyl. So I am upset, but I'm not as upset as some people seem to be. You know, if you try to go on the Steve Hoffman forum and follow the thread, it's gigantic and it moves so fast you cannot keep up with it. And well, from what I gather from most of the responses there, people are upset. They're dropping their pre-orders and they're sending a message. And you know, some are on the other side and they're championing DSD as the future, but it's an interesting read as well. So there's a lot of information out there. That's my take on it. I just wanted to let you know. I didn't want to let the opportunity go by without saying something. I also wanted to take the opportunity to use that thumbnail over again. If you see the thumbnail that you just clicked on, that image with me like this, and I had the Beatles mono box. This was a video about keeping records sealed, which is ironic. It came out right before the story broke with MOFI. But I said, wow, that image is perfect for this video. So I reused it and repurposed it for this video. And anyway, thank you for watching. I would really like to have a vibrant conversation down below. So let me know what you think going forward with MOFI. If you have sworn them off, if you're going to give them a chance, what are you going to do in the future? So let me know. I'm Scott for the Pressing Matters. Thank you for watching and have a great day.